today we are deconstructing a strategy that has completely blown up recently, and for good reason. You know that dream of escaping the corporate 9 to 5? Yeah, we all share it, but the actual execution is exactly where most of us get stuck. Well, we're going to look at exactly how one woman used a highly disciplined saving strategy to literally buy herself a lifetime of freedom. Let's get right into it. 7.2 lakhs. Now, let's be clear, this isn't a lottery winning, and it definitely isn't some unexpected windfall. This is the exact sum of money she saved in just 18 short months. And it represents the ultimate prize, right? Hitting the eject button on the daily corporate grind. So how did she actually pull this off?
Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1, the corporate exit budget.
So this 18-month financial blueprint was shared by an internet user named Ria. And like I said, it went viral for a reason. It all boils down to one absolutely crucial concept: ruthless prioritization. Basically, this means deliberately choosing your long-term freedom over temporary day-to-day comforts to hit a very specific financial goal. And Ria made it crystal clear right from the start. She didn't have any outside help. No trust fund, no secret inheritance. It was just an unwavering commitment to a foundational mindset, tracking every single expense for a year and a half straight.
Moving on to part 2, where the money went.
Now, what's really interesting about this is seeing how you actually execute a 40,000 rupee monthly cut in the real world, especially while still working a full-time job. The answer? It's kind of wild how ordinary these categories are. Eating out took a massive 20,000 rupee hit. Shopping was slashed by 10,000. Monthly subscriptions dropped 5,000, coffee runs reduced by 3,000, and weekend trips were cut by 2,000 rupees. When you actually break down her sacrifices like this, the math of her freedom becomes super clear.
I really want to emphasize the practical reality of these numbers. Literally half of that 40,000 rupee monthly reduction came from just one thing: cutting out restaurants and choosing to eat at home. It just goes to show how everyday choices, like ordering delivery versus cooking in your own kitchen, they really compound over time. They aren't just saving you a few rupees, they're adding up to massive, totally life-altering financial shifts.
That brings us to part 3, the freedom mindset.
Because let's be honest, staring at a spreadsheet and actually living out these cuts every single day are two completely different beasts. Ria had to adopt a totally new psychological approach. She summed it up perfectly with this quote: "I just decided my exit was worth more than temporary comfort." I mean, wow. Think about your own relationship with those little temporary comforts. The convenience of taking a cab, the quick dopamine hit of an online shopping cart, or just the ease of weekend takeout. She looked at those exact same things and made a hard, conscious choice that her ultimate freedom was simply worth more.
Next up, part 4, keeping the non-negotiables.
Now, you might be asking yourself, didn't this aggressively restrictive budget make her absolutely miserable? Well, the answer is a resounding no. And this brilliantly illustrates how she struck a very deliberate balance. On one side, sure, we have her extreme financial discipline, the ruthless cuts to shopping, dining, and trips. But directly contrasting that, we have her strict boundary setting for her own personal well-being.
She established rock-solid non-negotiables for her health, her relationships, and her rest. She protected her physical health with home workouts. She prioritized high-quality food, even if it meant she was the one cooking it every night. She safeguarded quality time with her partner, and she made sure she actually got proper sleep. It's a perfect example proving that you absolutely do not have to sacrifice your humanity, your relationships, or your mental health to hit an aggressive financial target.
Which leads us to part 5, life after the leap.
So what actually happened when those 18 months were up? Let's move to this and see how it builds, because the snowball effect of her daily discipline was immediate. In month 1, she made that crucial, tough decision to start tracking and cutting. Fast forward to month 18, the sacrifice paid off in a huge way. She actually beat her 160,000 rupee corporate salary and she officially quit. But the momentum didn't stop there, no way. By month 29, she had built up 4 distinct income streams. To put that into perspective, the exponential growth and security here is just staggering. At month 18, she was able to walk away from her job because she matched her corporate salary. But look at month 29. She had evolved into complete financial freedom, supported by 4 completely different income streams. It really shows that once you make that initial, difficult leap out of the corporate structure, the security you can build for yourself compounds incredibly fast. So, what does this all mean for us? The crucial takeaway here is that 18 months of strict discipline literally bought Ria a lifetime of freedom, which leaves us with one incredibly important question to ask ourselves as we wrap up this explainer. What daily comfort would you trade for a lifetime of freedom? Seriously, take a moment to think about your own budget, your everyday routines, and your ultimate goals. Let that question sit with you for a bit. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.